Good morning children. Now today we are going to study about the different terms that we are going to use while studying the coordination compound. In this way, the important terms which are very essential to form the complex compounds in coordination chemistry. Now here the first term which we are going to use is the ligands. Ligands are those substances which can be a single atom or multi-atomic or group of atoms, or you can see that some of the complex compounds are also there which has the capacity to donate its pair of electron to central metal atom and forms a complex. So those elements which are responsible for donating a pair of electron to the central metal atom by the formation of coordinate bond and forms a coordinate bond with them, and they are known as ligands. Some examples of ligands are chlorides. You can see the chlorides. This is Cl having a negative charge, which I have told in my first video that the ions which we are using here should be anionic, having a negative charge or electron on there. Or our neutral compounds like ammonia and water, in this they are also having a pair of electrons in them to donate to the central metal atom by the coordinate bond. Not only this, the cyanidism. There are some complex ion also. This is ethane diamine. This is ethane diamine. You can see this ethane is being attached with the two NH2 group. Okay, like H2N is having CH2. And again this CH2 is again with NH2, where NH2 will be written here, and this nitrogen is having a pair of electrons to donate to central metal atom and forms a ligand, and whenever they form a coordinate bond, they are forming by the help of this arrow sign. They donate, as I told, in coordinate bond there must be some space present in the central metal atom to accept this electron. And here we can see again another compound. Ethane diamine can have the abbreviation form as En, and this is the oxalate ion. You can write oxalate as OX as an abbreviated form, and this oxalate ion can also be written as, can also be written as carbon having double bond O. Then here two carbon are linked to one another, having oxygen, one oxygen attached by the double bond and another oxygen attached having a negative charge. So through this oxygen, where it is having a negative charge, it gets attached to the central metal atom by the form of a coordinate bond. Similarly, you can see very complex type of ligand here. This ligand is also known as EDTA. This is the EDTA form of complex, and this is the abbreviated form of ethylene. You can see the two ethane. Ethylene, I think you are not able to see that. I will going to write it above so that it becomes more clear to you. Another complex form of this is EDTA, that is ethylene, CH2. Can you see the CH2? Or you can write H2 here also for your more convenience. Ethylene diamine, that means attached with two nitrogen. Diamine has been attached with oxydentate, that is 4. You can see the 4, that is tetraacetate group is attached. I will explain to you here. This is tetradentate. What is denticity? I will explain you later. But this is again one of the complex ligand. You can see here it is EDTA. Full form is ethane diamine tetraacetate. Tetra means 4 and acetate group attached to it. This acetate group, each acetate group is having a negative charge in them, and through this it attached to central metal atom. With this only one more term we can come to this is that in this denticity means the point by which how much through how much points or through how much coordinate bond one ligand can form with the central metal atom. If this it is attacking through one, only giving one pair of electron to the central metal atom and one coordinate bond is formed. So this is known as unidentate, it is having one. Dentate means tooth. Dentate word has been arranged from tooth. Okay, denticity, tooth. And this when it is attached by one point of attachment, it is known as unidentate. And here you can see this ethane diamine is attached by the 2 points from one here and another here. So in that, though I have explained the structure also earlier, and then the point of attachment of this ligand is from the 2 points. So it is known as didentate. And here you can see there are 4 points of attachment. They are known as tetradentate. So how many points of attachment, or from how many points, that is the coordinate bond that can be formed with the central metal, you can call it as the denticity or dentates. In this way, we will come across another term, that is the central metal atom. After this, we will talk about central metal atom. What is central metal atom? Yes, now in this central metal atom, I would like to explain to you what is central metal atom by the help of these 2 examples. In this, you can see the platinum. Platinum is the central metal to which another ligands are attached. There are 2 types of ligands that is attached to this platinum, 2 chlorine and 1 ethane diamine. So platinum is the central metal, is written in the center. It is attached with the 2 chlorine and 1 diamine. You can see the 2 ethane. This is ethane diamine. The 2 point of attachment of this diamine you can see very well through this arrow. So this compound is didentate, having 2 points of attachment by the coordinate bond. And this compound in this platinum is the central metal atom, and these are the ligands attached to it. Similarly, you can see another example in this platinum tridentate. Here also triethyl, where each platinum is at the center and 3 ethane diamine is attached to it by the 4 points of attachment having tetradentates in it. Yes children, now our third point, that is the third term which we should know here, is that ambidentate. We have already discussed about the ligands, okay, central metal atom. We have also discussed about the denticity, that means from how many points or how many atoms that are there present in a ligand by which they can form a bond, that is the coordinate bond with the central metal atom. In relation to that only, continuation of that, there is one more exceptional thing present here, is ambidentate. You must be knowing this term. Ambidentate means having the one compound having 2 points of attachment. One same compound is there, but the point of attachment of that compound will be of different sides. Now here you can see the example, NiNO2, nitrate ion, that is NO2 is there, and the thiocyanide. These 2 are the examples of ambidentate ligand. You can see the example also. This is the central metal atom. To this central metal atom, this NO2 is attached by the 2 ways. One way, when nitrogen is giving its electron to the central metal atom. And then same compound, NO2 with a negative charge, can also be formed, so its denticity act as a ligand to the central metal atom by the oxygen present on it. Because this oxygen is also having a negative charge on them, and that can also give its electron to this central metal atom. In this way, this NO2 acting as an ambidentate ligand means ligands that can have the 2 points of attachment, but one at a time. Both the two cannot be attached at the same time, but it can be attached unidentately, that is one at a time. Having a single denticity can be seen here. You can see another example, thiocyanide example is there, where you can see to this central metal atom, one side of attachment is through the sulfur and another you can see the attachment to the nitrogen. Same compound can attach in 2 different ways but showing unidenticity. Okay, and such types of ligands are known as ambidentate ligands. Now children, we will see the next term that is used and is very important in understanding the coordination compounds. This is the coordination number. Now what is the coordination number that means it is the number of ligands that is attached to the central metal atom. The total number of ligands that is attached. Main point to understand here is the point of attachment, that is how much coordinate bond they are forming with the central metal atom. Here are some example I have written. This example are the simpler one, but I am going to give some another example also, in which you will find that ligand is 1, the point of attachment is 2. So you have to count it as 2, not as 1. Okay. So first we will see the simple one. Here you can see the silver is been having with a cyanide group, that is 2 cyanide group is attached to the silver. Silver is your central metal atom, cyanide group is your ligand. So there are 2 cyanide group, each cyanide will having 1 negative charge, and that means 2 cyanide group is attached to the ligand. So its coordination number is 2. Similarly, you can see the copper, next example, in which copper is the central metal atom, and this ammonia here is the neutral, neutral ligand, but there are 4 neutral ligands present here, and each ammonia molecule will attach to the central metal atom by 1 coordinate bond. So there are total 4 ammonia molecules. So this complex will show its coordination number as 4. Now you see the third example. Here also you can see chromium is the central metal atom, where water is attached. Water is again the aqua form, but we will talk about it later on. Water is used is present here as a neutral molecule ligand, and each water molecule is attached to the central metal atom by only 1 denticity. This means 1 coordinate bond it will form. So total 6 water molecule is been attached here. So that means its coordination number comes to be as 6. Now we are going to study some of the complex compounds in which coordination number how the coordination number can be calculated will be seen. You can see the example here. I have written one complex example in which iron is the central metal. It is attached with the oxalate this is ligand. The ligand which is acting here is the oxalate ion. Now this oxalate, as I have shown talk about the ligands, oxalate ion, you can see you have written like this, having 2 negative points of attachment. So that means each oxalate ion will attach to the central metal atom by giving by the formation of this coordinate bond to the central metal atom by 2 points. So total there are 3 oxalate ion. Okay, each oxalate ion will show attached to the central metal atom by 2 coordinate bond. So total number of coordination number with this compound will be 6. That is 3 into 2 will be 6. So each will give 2 points of attachment, and there are 3. So total number of coordination number of this complex compound we will find to be as 6. Simple one is very common, but this complex you will find very less. Now we will see another topic, that is another term which is used in coordination compound. Okay, very important term. This is coordination sphere. What is coordination sphere? Or you can call it as coordination entity. Okay, and along with that we will talk about counter ions. What is coordination sphere? In order to understand that, first of all, whenever you will be writing down the complex compound, you will see that one complex compound which we have already studied in the difference between double bond and the complex compound, you will see that one part will be written, one example I will show you again. One part will be written inside a square bracket. Inside the square bracket, the portion which is written here will be the central metal atom. This is the central metal atom. This is the central metal atom. To the central metal atom attached is the ligand. Ligands attached. To this number will always be the coordination number which we have already talked about. The number of ligands that is attached, giving its electron to the central metal atom by forming a coordinate bond. That number will be known as coordination number. That is coordination number. Okay. Now this whole complex, this part which is inside this square bracket, total is known as coordination sphere. This is known as coordination sphere, or you can call it as coordination entity. Okay, you can call this as coordination entity. And the ions which is present outside this complex is known as counter ions. Okay, this example, whatever you will find outside the complex will be the counter ions. These counter ions can be negative also, can be positive also. You can find out one counter ion before the complex ions, or can find out this counter ion after the complex ions. You will find different examples. You will find get to this. Now, you have understood this thing. This is part which you will write out in the square bracket will be the coordination sphere or entity, and outside one what you will ion which you will write down will be the counter ions. And one very important part is that whenever you dissolve this complex compound in water, this coordinate compounds you will dissolve in water, this complex part, that is this coordination sphere, will not dissociate into its ion. Only the counter ions will dissociate into its ion inside the solution. Okay, some examples which I will show you. Yes children, you can see these examples, these two examples. In this portion which is written inside the square bracket is the complex entity or coordination sphere. Okay, this is a coordination entity or coordination sphere, that is this portion where you can see the copper as a central metal atom, ammonia is acting as a ligand, and 4 is its coordination number. Sulfate ion which is present outside acts as a counter ions. This acts as a counter ions. Similarly, you can see another example. Here also you can see the portion which is present, into the part which is present inside this square bracket is considered as a complex entity or coordination entity, where iron is acting as a central metal atom, oxalate ions are acting as a ligand. 3 is its coordination number, but you will not call it as a 3 coordination number. Its coordination number will be 6, as each oxalate ion give attached to the central atom by 2 coordinate bond. So total number of 6 will be there, and this potassium which is present outside in the front, you will call it as a counter ion. Hope you have understood this term very nicely. Now the last term which we have to study here will be as oxidation number. You children very well know how to find out the oxidation number as we have studied in redox chapter. Okay, here only thing is that what I would like to explain to you is that while finding out the oxidation number of the central metal atom, the only thing you have to see what charge has to be placed on the complex ion. You are very well aware of the content that any molecule, any compound is always neutral. Okay, so number of charges will be as, suppose this complex compound is been dissolved in water. So what will happen? This sulfate ion SO4 with 2 negative will be removed. 2 negative charges removed. So total positive charge, this will be the anionic part. Now this complex will become as will be acting as a cation, because sulfate is acting as an anion. So this complex remaining CuNH3 4. Now how much iron will be there? That means it will, because ammonia is a neutral ion. This is neutral. So this copper will show it's a 2 positive charge. And with this you can find out the oxidation number of copper using this part of the complex ion. You know how to find out. Copper will be taken as X, plus ammonia is having no charge. So 0 into 4, that will be equal to plus 2. Okay. So this is 0, the X will be equal to plus 2. That means copper is having plus 2 positive charge. And here also you can see the same thing. If potassium is there, each potassium carry 1 positive charge, total 3 potassium. So 3 plus positive, 3 potassium with 1 positive charge can be removed. And here you can see oxalate ion. Now we have to find out the oxidation number of iron. Oxalate ion, each oxalate is having 2 negative charge. So 3 positive and 3 to the 6. That means 6 negative with minus 3 positive. That means 3 negative. So this will be having 3 negative here. Okay, and how, as because positive charge is taken up by the potassium, potassium is acting as a cation, the rest of the complex will act as an anion. X plus You have to find out the oxidation number of iron. X plus oxalate. Oxalate, each oxalate is having 2 negative. So minus 2 into 3. So this will be equal to minus 3. So 3 is a 6. X plus into minus 6 is equal to minus 3. And x is equal to minus 3 plus 6. So x will be equal to plus 3. So this iron will be having plus 3 oxidation number. This part you have already learned earlier also. So it is very easy. With this, some of the important terms which is required to understand the coordination compound has been completed. Thank you, children.